Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This will be the last part for chapter 8. As you know that we already discussed a lot in chapter 8 and this will be the last part. In this last part, I'm going to teach you three things. The first one, I'm going to teach you about the loops. Second, I want to teach you about the function, and finally, we are going to discuss something about the array. As usual, if you like this video, please subscribe and do make a comment, and I wish you all the best. So thank you very much. All the best for you. Next, we are going to look at the loops. As you all already knew, loop is a command used to execute repetitive tasks such as calculating, searching records from the beginning until the end, or displaying repetitive text based on similar patterns. Loops can be found in almost every programming language. As with other languages, PHP also allows developers to execute commands with loops. In PHP, there are three types of loops, namely for next, do while, and the while loop. For the for next loop, this type of loop will repeat the same statement based on the specific numbers of occurrence set by the developer. In PHP, for the for next loop, usually there are three elements that you have to insert, which is the beginning of the counter, the maximum limit of the counter, and the number of increment or the condition of the incremental. The second type of loop that we have in PHP is a do while loop. This type of loop will be executed repetitively until the expression evaluate the incremental has become false. Once the false is found, then immediately the termination of the loop will be done. And the final type of loop in PHP is the while loop. The while loop executes instruction repetitively based on the given Boolean condition. If the condition is true, then the loop will be keep on executing. Once the condition is false, then the execution for the loop will be terminated. In Sublime Text, if you want to create the loop, it's very simple. It's a very straightforward task to do that. For instance, let's say you want to create the for next loop. So over here I have created a new file, and this file is mainly for doing my for next loop. You can type for in your Sublime Text and then press tab, and automatically what Sublime Text will do is that it will create a for loop structure for you, something like this. Over here, I have already said inside my PowerPoint slide where the for next loop have a three element, which is the beginning of the counter, this is the maximum of the counter, and this is the incremental statement. So over here you can set the beginning of the counter as 0, then over here is the maximum. Let's say over here I want to have a I is less and equal than 100, and over here is the incremental statement or condition. I don't want to be I plus plus, because if I plus plus meaning that it will increase the variable by 1. So I want to increase by 10. So I can make a plus equal to 10. And over here I can write my instruction. I want to make a simple instruction. I want to have only the echo. So what I can say over here is that I want to print back my variable, which is I, and over here I want to have a break so that I will be printed, and every time it print it will be on the next or the new line. So I can save the file first. I go back to my browser. This is my default folder for my web system. Okay, this is the file. I just press enter or refresh, and this will be the loop for the for next statement. In PHP, if you want to do while loops, first of all you have to type do in your PHP code and then press tab, and then you should be able to have the basic structure of do while loop, something similar like this. Now I want to have similar command as what I have with the for next loop, but in using do while loop, first of all you have to declare your variable, and we also call this one as a initialization. So you have to have your variable over here, and set your variable to 0, or you can set anything. It can be 1, it can be 0, it's up to you. Okay, and then over here you can type the code, and your code, let's say over here I want to display the variable I. What is the number that contained in I? So I have to have the $sign and I. Okay, first of all we have to type echo first, so sorry. Okay, echo ki, and then you are going to have a break so that it prints new line after it display the first line. And then you have to have the incremental over here. So over here I want to have a I is a plus equal to 10, meaning that I will increment every time the loop is going to execute. I will increment by 10. And finally this one is the limit for I, which is I equal less than 100. You can press Ctrl S to save your file. What you need to do, you have to call back the file that you have created earlier. So this is the file, the do while loop, and press enter or refresh. Then you are going to get the number increment from 0 to 100. The final type of loop that I want to show to you is the while loop. For while loop in PHP, you can type while first and then press tab, and you're going to get the basic structure of while loop in your Sublime Text. Similar to your do while loop, in the while loop, first of all you have to have the initialization. Let's say for this one I want to have the similar variable name, which is I, and I is equal to 0, and this is the initialization. Then inside the while loop, this is the condition, or I can put the maximum number for I have a $sign, and I is less than equal than 100. And over here I can type my statement. I want to have a echo over here. I want to have something over here. Let's say this, the number is, and then plus with the variable I, and finally is the break to print in multi-line. And at the bottom of the echo, I want to have the incremental, so I have to make the I is plus equal to 10, meaning that every time the loop is executed, then I will be incremented by 10. And as usual, press Ctrl F to save your file. Next, open your PHP and call your file name. My file is while.php, and press enter. And you're going to have something like this. Every time the loop is executed, then I will increment by 10.